Haven't seen it, bub.
Huh?
Haven't seen it. Did that do the trip? Hey, what's up there, Loftus Family Farms? Not gonna be here long. What the heck, man? You got stuff to do tonight? Sunday night and all? Done already? KJ was bringing Pam. KJ was bringing Pam to the trunk or treat tonight, and sprung a exhaust leak. One of the plugs that he had put into the headers, where the O2 sensors would normally go, actually come loose, and we took one of those catalytic converters that I tried to sell but couldn't find anybody to buy. Hey, what's happening there, Dementor GP? We are fixing an exhaust leak. Well, we aren't. KJ is fixing an exhaust leak on Pam, his '86 F150. It's got a set of stainless headers on it, and those stainless headers have a bung in them for an O2 sensor that he just had a brass plug in. Well, the brass plug fell out of one of them today. So he's using an O2 sensor that we scavenged off of one of the trucks we scrapped. He's got to put in it. Done already. All good? That sounds better. You want to turn that, whatchamacallit, down a little bit while we got it here? It doesn't have to be running. You just got to.
Just found it ran out of the rear tank. Ran out of the front tank.
Today.
The way I haven't gone up to Brad's.
How long will these works take? What works, bro? He's already done with the repair that we needed to do for the exhaust. Again, those stainless steel headers that he had installed had O2 bungs in it. He just simply had to put a plug in there. Oh, and now that that's done, we're going to turn the timing back a little bit because it pings really bad. Hello from Russia. What's up, Enduro 916? From Russia, if you can understand me. I hope you can. Hello from southwestern Pennsylvania. Whoa. Let's see. I can't speak that language, sir. Dobre. That's all I can say. Dobre. That's about the extent of my, well, that's Ukrainian, right? Dobre. Oh, uh-oh. Dementor's from Russia, too, it looks like. We got a bunch of Russians with us tonight, KJ. What are you doing back there, bum? Oh, that bulb. Hi, Gamer FN. Got the old Mongo man here. And Kenny. He's changing a bulb out. Which one was it? Are there two in it? Two filaments or one?
Yeah.
Two filaments is an 1157. One is an 1156. I would jump up in here and change or loosen this,
Yeah, well, I gotta go poop too.
but I can't. KJ says he's got to go utilize the facilities, which is always what happens when you come out to the garage. You get here and you got to go to the bathroom. Can we see the work zone? Hang out for a second, guys. I got to bring something in. A little surprise for you. Hurry back, Timmy. We're gonna build this tonight. Of course, set it down, upside down. The Hobo Freight Special. 30-inch one-drawer tool cart. I'll do my best man of white for you. What do you think? Team lift, 50 to 99 pounds. We're gonna try and build this thing. New Zealand, I've always wanted to go to New Zealand. You guys have Harbor Freight in New Zealand? Probably not, I bet. What else do we got here? Is there a hole in your exhaust? I'm from New Zealand. O2 sensor. KJ put a set of stainless steel. What the heck? Come on now. Let's quit doing that. There we go. KJ put a set of stainless steel headers on this thing, and one of the plugs in the O2 sensor fell out. So he actually got an O2 sensor and put it in there. So that should be better. But now that that's done, I'm gonna drop the camera. We're gonna build this Harbor Freight tool cart, which should make things a little easier here in the shop. New Zealand's cool. You guys can't mess with your cars nearly as much in New Zealand as we can here in the States, I think, right? They're a whole lot more stringent on what you guys can and can't do there. In one of the forums that I used to belong to, there was a guy, a Kiwi, that we used to kibitz him about how he couldn't do half of the things that we could do here in the States because of laws that they have. Okay, this is interesting packaging, to say the least. Da, da, da. No instructions. We had the St. John's. What's up, Georgie? We had the St. John's trunk or treat today. It went pretty well. Georgie, KJ, and I all dressed up like the Dukes of Hazzard. This would be the drawer. Oh, it's heavy. It's upside down. It's interesting. Warning. Danger of suffocation. Like throwing your brand new. There's the keys. What's going on tonight, everybody? It's getting chilly here in southwestern Pennsylvania. Tonight, I don't know. It's supposed to freeze again tonight. We have a frost warning. We'll see how that ends up. We got big plans coming that we want to talk about tonight with you guys. KJ and I have been talking a lot. And obviously all of the lives here recently have been from his shop and nothing from my shop, because we really haven't been over to my shop very much. They're very close to each other, of course. But we're thinking that we're just going to put everything in KJ's shop for now. Bring all my stuff over, my toolboxes, the air compressor, the, I don't know why I did that. My tools, of course my tools, but my, bring over all of my bolts. Again, like I said, the air compressor, things like that. Get this stuff all unpackaged here. Packaging for this is pretty cool. It has to come from China, so they want to make sure it gets its way here to the States. What I like is these are all casters. Usually on a tool cart you'll get two that are non-casters, two that are casters. These are all casters. Two with locks, two without. Lock the bolts. Yep. Lower, upper. You all right there, Bubba? No. Did everything come out all right? No? The casters go on first. Four shoulders. Georgie was on the live with us. I don't know if he still is or not. Georgie. I don't know. He said hi. We got a guy from New Zealand. How many fine folks do we have right now? Last I looked, it was 50 some. 53, 6 likes. Wow, that's pretty good, guys. Butt dreads. Dang you, man. You guys lives. Whoa, man, I can't read today. Dang, man. You get a lot in lives now. Holy smokes. Yeah, that's what we're here for, brother.
No, he never told us his actual name.
He probably won't ever. KJ wants to know what your real name is, Butt Dreads. George is definitely still here. He just said, I'm still here. Hi, Georgie. We're building a tool cart so we have somewhere to put all the tools when we're working. Good for you, man. Happy to see it. Thanks, brother. Thank you. Yeah, actually, my plan is to ride, ride the lives all the way to monetization, baby. That is my plan. Alright, how's this work? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's only 10. Well, there's definitely going to be more than 10. 11, 12, 13. 13. Okay. There goes this, a flat washer, and the dehumidifier.
Did you talk about what you're doing?
That we're building a,
No, what your plans are.
our plans, you mean?
Not really my plan, you kind of just told me.
Well, I asked you if it would be okay, didn't I? I said, if you like the idea, we'll do it. I don't want to force myself on you. If you have other plans, you just tell me.
I'll be looking anymore.
You don't want to do this at all anymore?
No, sorry.
What are you going to do then?
Sleep.
Sleep. You're going to get some, what are you doing there?
No, George, I'm not helping him.
What did he say?
He's just gonna help you. No.
He doesn't, he never helps me. He makes me suffer through. Stand here with a bad knee.
I could sit and do it.
I could. People think I'm lazy.
Where's all my milk crates at, bro?
That I don't know, bro. I was not the milk crate watcher. I was not assigned milk crate duty.
Yeah, when you're about to be.
I was not assigned milk crate duty. What do we got here? You putting together a tool cart from Hobo Freight.
Wrong George Fritz, that's Big George.
Oh, that's Big George. KJ gonna help you or what? You know how these kids are, Big George. A roll around, wrong George. There you go. Now, yeah, we're putting together a little roll around so we have a place, just what we need around here, another flat spot, right? KJ is loosening the distributor. He's going to turn it counterclockwise about a degree or two. It shouldn't need much.
Yeah, well, if you didn't do it.
Oh, wow. Wow. This thing pings whenever you get it up at full speed. Doesn't really ping. Does it ping when you get under load, like climbing a hill?
Not really. So which way do I need to go with you?
Counterclockwise. The back of it towards me just a little bit. Yeah, well, that's probably enough.
Oh, it just doesn't like to start when it just.
Like that?
Yeah. Whatever, it's hot.
So, 351 Windsor rotates counterclockwise. And we all know that you have to rotate with as you want to retard the timing, which is what we just did there. About, I would say he went about 3 degrees. The likes will definitely get us more viewers, guys. Give us as many likes as you can. Subscribe to the channel. Check out all the craziness that we're about to get into. I'm not so sure about my idea now because it sounds like KJ doesn't like it. He's second guessing what I wanted to do, moving all my stuff over here so we can work in the same shop, and then giving up my shop to my wife and daughter so they can park their cars inside over the winter, but still utilizing my shop as the paint booth. Got 7 likes. Come on, smash that like button, everybody. Give us as many likes as you can. Get as many people out there on the viewership of this thing. Get it. Make the algorithm know that you guys are liking what we're doing, and it will push it out to more and more people. The comments and interaction do it as well. That was loud. That was 4 grand? Yeah, definitely ain't pinging now. You can let it warm up. Power steering fluid time. 8 likes. Smash that like button, everybody. Smash it. Smash away. Smash away. Hello from Mexico. So we've got New Zealand, Russia, Mexico. Who else, guys? Keep it up. La, 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 la. Yeah, that's half inch. 13 or half inch, 13 millimeter socket with 3/8 impact. Mexico? Is that the last one?
Yeah.
Dude,
Broke it right off.
both of them.
You can't do balls to the walls with Milwaukee.
Both of them. Probably should just get me a ratchet then. Or how about give me the electric ratchet. Electric ratchet. Electric ratchet.
You're not saying anything to him, bro.
Say that again?
Said you weren't saying anything to him.
What are you doing?
Putting shit away.
You should help me build this thing. And I'll help you put it away. Come on now. Get off it.
Size of it?
Half inch. Or whatever you gave me. We're gonna need two bolts. That size. Since I broke those two off. Inside or outside?
Probably outside.
Outside as well. How's everybody's weekend? We're about to get started on a new work week here. What do you got planned for this week?
In here at work.
Do there. You guys made that 4250 around, right?
41.
41.
It'll be done tomorrow. So it should be done tomorrow.
And tomorrow in paint?
Huh? No. Ready for paint.
Make you put it together. Actually seeing what I'm doing. An amazing addition here. Oh my goodness. Second time I dropped it. Third time. Now it's gone forever.
I have enough nuts, I just don't have enough bolts.
Working in pain makes all this stuff even more of a pain. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, nobody's saying anything. We've got 50 people watching them.
People are interested in watching us struggle put this stupid thing together. Comments? Anybody out there? Hello, YouTube. Got the old Model Man and Kenny putting a tool chest together. Struggling. Showing our true mechanical aptitude here. greatest, right?
What are you doing? Hey, Mongo.
Mike Harbison. Harbison. We are building a, can you see me? Barely. We're building a tool chest, guys. Not a tool chest, it's just a cart, just a work cart. AJ's gonna yell at me. I flipped it and made it harder for you to get to.
This thing got a lock on it and all.
Yeah. I don't know who's going to store anything in it. What would you put in the drawer?
Grinder with a cut up there. Never saw it on. So you put all your
Walking thing? Absolutely. What size are those little guys? 7?
yeah, that's what it's. I know those might even be 3/8. $68 people watching. Why not?
I want to put the top on. So that piece and the whatchamacallit has got to be screwed together, I think, first.
What? Pretty sure the door just sits in there, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's screwed too.
That ain't even right there.
It's not 7?
Not 3. It ain't 3, it's 10, right? It's 10 millimeters.
Oh man, what pain.
sides or no?
No, just one side. I got 3. I'll hold it and put it on.
Oh, we got another comment. I can't see what it says.
That was too far away.
There you go, KJ. Help your old man. It's a different George Froats, though.
A different George?
This one's green. This one's orange now, not green.
What George Froats are you?
That's it. There's too many of them.
Here, I'll watch it for that one.
We don't need those.
Yeah, actually we do. Turn it over.
Your brother, George. What?
Little George.
That's little George.
Brother is law. Better terms, George.
Come on.
Here, I'm gonna bring this down to this. Just leave them in there. Just leave them in there. Just leave them in there.
Hurry. Z28 number 1 is coming along. Should be complete by spring. Mike Harbison.
Nice. That's he's doing what is that? 79 or 80, Mike?
He just
Huh? You put all the little screws. Oh, we're gonna run over each other. I can see it now. How many watches were on there?
52.
52? How many likes?
7,000.
7,000 likes and 52 watches.
Okay. 1979 factory 4-speed car with 10 likes.
There you go. That's a cool, is that one you were putting together, Harbison? That I saw pictures of? You guys were road killing it together, but now you're...
Isn't that the guy that I got the doors from?
Yes, Mike Harbison used to drive truck stores at Equipco. Run that auto repair shop.
So what's he playing with? What's he doing nowadays?
Still driving truck. Oh no, those don't get them. That's right.
What's just the inside one?
No, just the outside ones. The inside ones.
We're losing viewers because you're not talking.
What do you guys want to talk about? Like I said earlier, we did the whatchamacallit tonight. Or today. I can't even think. What's it called? Trunk or treat. It ended up very well. Since you did a good job. The ladies at the church, of course, as always.
Oh, you can't put them in there, bro.
Why?
Because you can't tilt them side ones.
Oh, well that sucks. Good catch. Good catch. All right, you got to set up the tightens.
Yeah.
Where at? Felipe? And Pinell.
Mike said, yep, with parts from my old Z71. Good evening, Pops. I hope you had a great weekend. Michael something or other.
Who?
30 y'all, please double tap.
Who was that? Double tap. He said.
Does not hurt to like.
Hit the like button. If you guys hit the like button, it pushes it out to more people. We'll get more watchers. We'll get more watchers.
Yeah, this is not the right.
Well, I couldn't find the other one. Sorry. Putting a little junk U.S. General tool cart together here. So we have something to collect. Another flat spot in the garage, essentially. Right, Kenny? Yep. Did you get all four of your lines first? Yeah.
That could be an issue.
What's that one?
I'm missing.
Huh?
I'm missing this. No. Good Chinese garbage.
What does Mongo drink? Mango, hard mango. I don't see it. I don't see it.
What are those, 1/4 inch?
The bolts?
Man, I hate when you just move that around after I put a hole in it.
After you poke a hole in it?
I put a hole in
It's still in
the flat washer, isn't it?
it. It is. What are you looking for? A nut? It's probably laying there on the ground. It's probably laying here on the ground. I just do not see it. I just do not see it. Michael Benke's back. Good evening, Pops. It's been a pretty good weekend. I can't lie. Wife kept me out pretty late there Saturday night. Or Friday night, I should say, not Saturday night. It's the end of the football season. So after the game, everybody came over. That kind of hurt a little bit, I gotta be honest. This one's locked. Where's the key? Where'd I put the keys? There on top. Get your do my flotchies. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I guess it does, you're right. Here, I'll give them one more second.
That one's a non-locking one. There's, hold on. Where are those halves?
Wait, before you tighten it though, let me make sure it's all on.
37, 13 likes.
Somebody just commented right there.
Yeah, was that my picture?
What's that? 6 liter.
6, 7.
Damn it.
What are you doing, man?
Tighten them up. One tool buggy with keys. do you guys think? Harbor Freight, tool buggy, U.S. General, in red. This is what it was. It's normally 99 or 125 bucks new. If you're an ITC member, I think it goes down to 99 bucks, which is what we paid for it tonight. So it goes together while we work on it. We've been on the live for 51 minutes. So probably a half hour it took us to put it together. KJ got the exhaust leak fixed on Pam, which went pretty quick and easy. And then we put this bad boy together. Only because when we're working on stuff out here, we wanted a tool cart. So we have a tool cart. You gotta ask that question, Mike. Mike Harbison wants to know how BOV1's coming. It's not. It will be soon, though. If KJ would give me a good feel on how he feels about what I want to do. Our plan is that I'm going to take over this side of the building.
Where are you going to put that bigger toolbox?
That's a good question. Somewhere. Probably in here until you get a tire machine. Bring over all my tools, set up a wall control system over there on the wall. Bring over the air compressor. He wants to put the air compressor over there where those wheels are at. So we're going to have to run big power to it from over here, which shouldn't be bad. We do have some left. I don't know how much we have left, but I'll have to figure out how much we have left. Pull up a chair. Are you looking for your chair? Your chair is over there on the other side of the toolbox or garbage can. So yeah, BOV1. I mean, it's made a little bit of headway. It's not really made any giant strides forward, but it is making a little bit of headway. Pam here, like I was saying earlier, KJ put those stainless steel headers on it. I am doing auto truck AC repairs and service. You do AC repairs? Mike? I got a bunch of 86 Fords that need the ACs fixed on them. Pam, did you guys see me almost just die right there? Pam needs the AC fixed. Larry needs the AC fixed. And that's it for right now. Laney? Laney needs the AC fixed. That's, Mike says, yep, I know them well. There's our man. There is our man for AC repairs. Are you going to interact with the live or you just sit there looking at your phone?
I'm cold.
I'm cold. Questions, guys? You got any questions for the old Mongo man and Kenny out here in the garage? This week, we are going to make the big, whatchamacallit. Yeah, that's fine. 134A only. We'll switch them all over. I don't have a problem with that.
He'll switch him over. He's the AC guy.
If I brought you a truck, Mike, what do you think it would cost to get a AC system revitalized? I'm sure they all need pumps because the pumps have been off of them for so long.
That one's all right, I think.
They're probably junk. They get water in them and they get junk. Plans this week, like I said, we're gonna get start swapping things over here. Get things. We're really gonna clean KJ's shop up before we tear anything else apart. Right now we got 2 Dana 44s on the floor that I want to fix. We got to rebuild one of those for Larry, and then the parts washer needs fluid put in it. My tools need to get over here. We need to get this place cleaned up and ready to go. Get the electric done in here. We got to get the air compressor over here, sandblaster over here. How nice would it be to have that sandblaster where we can actually get to it and use it?
Where's there room to put it?
We'll figure it out. Right here on the top of this buggy.
No.
And then hopefully that
Probably over there where that garbage is.
that's what I was thinking. Well, we got to put my tools, my whatchamacallit's over there. All my hardware.
Yeah, hardware.
Hardware, and whatchamacallit. And it'll be real close to the air compressor, so you can stand there and sandblast and listen to that air compressor scream in your ear. We're just getting into winter here, so that's what we're going to try and do. We're going to try and consolidate into one shop. That way we're not burning two fires, burning twice the firewood, screwing around with a bunch of stuff. And I, like we've been saying, since KJ's shop has been done, the only thing we've done in my shop is paint Laney. And that was because that's where the air compressor was at. Other than that, not much has happened in my shop. So we're going to try and consolidate, maybe save a little bit of labor, a little bit of time, get everything put together, get it all going. What else is going on, KJ? What's your next plans?
Get that done.
Get the 44 rebuilt, get it ready for Larry. Nothing came through for Larry, huh? As far as sale. You said you had somebody who might have been interested in it. So that was out there. So we're gonna try and make sure that happens. Have to price kits from suppliers. Kit is everything except hoses, but getting new supplier for the hoses. Let's figure it out. Like I said, we've got 282 or 286s. They definitely need done. That'll be Larry and Pam. Yeah, I'm down with everything plus hoses. If you can find the hoses, they all have hoses on them, but we know that stuff gets dirt and everything else inside of them, right? So I don't have a problem with that at all. I think that'd be the best move. And then we can have, all of these old trucks with air conditioning on them is the way to go. That's a nice wood stove. That's an old wood stove that we got from, actually Chad. It was his dad's wood stove.
I think I'll need a torque converter shaft seal or no?
4?
The AOD.
Was it leaking?
I can't remember. I don't think it was. It's only $4 though.
Yeah, I get it. It's only $4. KJ's making a list for Larry for all of the parts that we need. What our plan is there is we're going to try and get everything we need and put it in a pile. And then once we're ready to go, just have at it.
Those rotors over there should work for me, right?
Dampers on that thing. Yeah, oh yeah, those the fields
GT
across
rotors?
there. Yeah, they'll work fine. No damper on it. And what's nice is because the garage is as big as it is, we need it to cook. We need it to keep it warm in here. I have a Cadillac Seville STS 4.9, 1991, last of the gen, and a Cavalier Z24 1991 in Spain. Are there rare cars? That Cadillac Seville 1991, does that have the all aluminum V8 in it? If it is, and it still has that engine in it, yes, that is a very rare car. I'll tell you a little story about those from the old Mongo Man. I don't even know if KJ's ever heard this story. So my dad had a sedan DeVille. I think it was a sedan DeVille. It was brown, cow-shit brindle brown. And it had the all-aluminum 2100. I forget what the heck it was called. Maybe it was a 4900. I can't remember what it was. But it was that all-aluminum V8, and it had low oil pressure. So I'm going to say I was 13, 14 years old at the time. And he actually pulled that aluminum motor, pulled the oil pan off of it, pulled it down, put an oil pump in it, and put it all back together because it had low oil pressure. It was lighting the oil pressure light on it all the time. And put that brand new pump on it, fired it up, got it warm, and sure enough, it lit the oil light again. So there was definitely some bearing wear in that thing that was causing an oil pressure problem, which made the old man very unhappy, let's put it that way. And I eat well. I like to eat. I mean, hey man, to each his own. If that's what you want to do, have at it.
What?
The dude said that he farts under the covers and Dutch ovens himself. It's interesting, right? Mm-hmm. So anyway, whenever the old man fired that thing back up and it continued to have low oil pressure, he was fed up with it at that point. My old man could have quite a bit of temper at times. He just held her to the floor. And when he held it to the floor, yeah, it didn't last long. I think it only lasted like 30 seconds, and it put a rod through the side of that aluminum block. Pap's idea after that was to go 305. So he pulled that all aluminum motor out, found a decent 305 in a junkyard. And fortunately enough, the transmission that was in that car had a multi-pattern bell housing, and it bolted right to that 305 and slammed that bad boy in there, and all was good with the world. We finished that thing up. Pap decided that he wanted to go for what I called a hell run after that. That's that first run that you do right after that first test drive. And
It is the first test drive.
it is definitely the first test drive. No, I would never fit in a Ferrari. I want to fit into a GT40, but I don't think I'd ever buy a Ferrari. I'm a Ford guy, not a Italian guy. Never seen a day of work in his life. Just sits on my shop with a cover over it. That's your Ranger. 93 or 03? 03 Ranger. Butt Dreads has an 03 Ranger that's never, what year's Pap's? It's going to be 03, 04.
It's newer. It's like a 12.
Is it? KJ's grandfather, my father-in-law, has like a 12 with 46.
Less than 30,000.
Yeah, less than 30,000 miles on it. It's not cherry though, because it's been on the roads here in southwestern Pennsylvania. So we went on a hell run in that 305 with that metric transmission in it, and it didn't have a hood on it, nothing. So we pulled it out in front of the garage there in Buffalo on 844 and took off up over the hill. Pap stopped right there in Buffalo and just held her to the floor. Smoked the tires all the way past the garage, all the way up to the top of the hill. It had a posi in it. Got to the top of the hill, went a little further. My brother, Rowdy, wasn't living over where he lives now, but eventually he did move in there. But Pap turned around in what is my brother Rowdy's driveway. And then you fit the Model T? Hell no, I don't fit in the Model T. So he went, we turned around at Rowdy's driveway, and pulling out, first gear left a chat, brother. Destroyed that little metric transmission. So then we went and got you guessed it, 350 turbo and put in that thing, which really sucked because now we didn't have overdrive. Brought it back to 3 speeds, but it worked. Mom drove that thing for a while until Rowdy was pissing with it one day outside of the garage and revved it one time, and immediately after he revved it, it started to knock. Dot, 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 dot. Yeah, Pap wasn't very happy about that. I can remember pulling that motor completely apart, that 305, it was in that thing. We did not find anything the matter with it. All the rods looked good. Bearings on the mains, everything looked good. So the only thing we could think is it may have been a wrist pin that was wrapping. So rebuilt the 305 with the 350, rebuilt the 305 with the 350 turbo in it. And I know Mom drove that thing for another 10 years after that. Big old giant boat. Like I said, it was a cow shit Brendel Sedan DeVille Cadillac. So that's...
Is that the one that they use on the Dukes of Hazzard?
No.
That's a white one, isn't it?
Yeah. You sell it? I didn't sell it. Eventually, Pap sold it. Sounds like non-LS problems. I've never really messed around with the LSs. I know that they're cheap power, and definitely you can't beat cheap power, but I've never really messed with the LS. I'm sure we will eventually. Rodney is, my older brother has been talking about throwing an LS in an older Camaro just to see what we could do with it, see what kind of fun it is. What do you think of the tool cart?
Got a little weight to it. It's crookeder than hell.
What do you mean it's crookeder than hell?
It's crooked as
Oh
hell.
yeah, it is. That's funny. For what it is, brother. For what it is.
It's cold out here.
What are you taking to work tomorrow?
Probably Larry.
Well, you better get them. Whatchamacallit out, Larry? Throw them block out of the back of my truck. I don't know if you guys saw the video we posted yesterday. Actually, this morning, I keep thinking it's later than it is. KJ put up a section of pallet racking out beside his building so that we can the pallet racking over there so that we can store some stuff outside, make sure that we keep things going. You guys are funny. Not like I haven't heard that shit my entire life. Around here, we're adults. We speak to each other like adults, not like 3-year-olds. Yeah, there you go, butt dreads. You get after them. It doesn't bother me. Like I said, I put up with that shit my entire life. They're the problem is that they're so childish and so immature that that's the only way they can. That's the only way that they can be themselves, I guess. I do appreciate it, though, guys. Channel's doing good. We're up to, what are we at there? 3,300 hours. I checked that this morning. 3,300 hours of watch time. And just another 700 and we'll get that thing monetized finally. It's, man, I'm telling you, I don't understand it. Negative energy on YouTube just blows it up. Okay, so the 2 negative comments that just came through, we were riding right around 30 congruent viewers. With that negativity and you guys backing me up, it jumped to 60 almost immediately. It's back to 48 right now. I don't get it. And like I said, appreciate it, guys. The plans for this week, get KJ's shop cleaned up, start moving my stuff over here, and then once all my stuff is out of my place, we're going to clean it up and get it set up for parking. I'm actually going to put in 2 automatic door openers on the roll-up doors over there so that my wife and my daughter can utilize that to park their cars in. We're also going to use it to park the fork truck over there, keep it inside where it's out of the weather, the fork truck, and I'm hoping the tractor, but I don't think we're gonna get everything in there. There's no sense to have that stuff and have the space and not store it over winter, which is fast approaching. We'll have winter here before you know it. I think it got down to about 26 here this morning, which is pretty doggone cold. Are you gonna do a little live when you're doing the auto doors? Oh, absolutely. Either that or I'll just do a whole video on it. But I've been looking at it for a while and trying to figure out. I like the racking bench. I have one in my shop. Greetings from Germany. Thanks, guys. Definitely. Greetings from southwestern Pennsylvania all the way to Germany. So far this live, we've had New Zealand, Russia, and now Germany, which is cool. The racking bench outside, that was definitely something that needed to happen. And then, of course, the racking benches in here, right? You got to have the storage. It just more flat spots. Hello from Breezy Point, Minnesota. Isn't that where, not Breezy Point, but isn't VGG from Minnesota originally? Southwestern Pennsylvania, just below Pittsburgh. We're actually halfway between Pittsburgh and Morgantown, West Virginia. Here in the little town that we're in, we are, I don't know, about 10 minutes from West Virginia state line. Tomorrow, actually, it was wild. Earlier this weekend, I was scrolling through Facebook and saw that Governor Jim Justice from West Virginia, and Baby Dog, his little dog, are coming to Vela tomorrow night at 6 o'clock for a Trump rally. If it wasn't for there being a bunch of people around there, I would probably go, but I'm out. I don't like to be in giant groups of people like that. It's just, I don't know. I don't need to be there. I know who I'm voting for. I don't need to go to the rallies. You know what I mean? So yeah, this week, hopefully we'll get some cleaning done, get some stuff moved over, get back on track. I've got to work on the garbage can carrier still. I don't have it figured out yet. It's still sitting over here. KJ moved it. That's the garbage can holder 1.0. I'll be building another one of those soon. And I think what I'm going to do is it's going to be a little thing that I do here on the channel, something about easing life's resistance. And what I mean by that is, of course, everything that we do in life provides some resistance to us, some resistance to moving forward. And that's one thing that I've definitely appreciate about the latest vlogs that, of all people, Roman Atwood's doing, that he talks about the resistance in his life and how to do away with those things, or at least to improve them. And that's one of the things that, I think would make things a whole lot easier to accomplish our goals, is to try and reduce that resistance. And I'm all about modifying things and changing things and building things to help reduce resistance within our world. Years ago, when I was actually younger than KJ, I had built this tool cart, which you can see now has been converted to my welding cart. This is the auto body welding cart, so it's, of course, got an argon can on it. It used to have the torches on it, but we since removed the torches because it just got so doggone heavy. And now it's just got the welder on it and everything else there that you can see. And it works out really nice whenever, you're doing little things. We just built that U.S. General tool cart on top of it, so it worked out pretty good. Do you know how to bounce test on a pickup truck? No, the cute preppy, I do not know how to do a bounce test on a, well, actually, no, I do, as a matter of fact. A good friend of mine and I had a, and unless maybe you're him or her, I don't know, or somebody from his family. A friend of mine and I used to have a firewood business back in the day, while we were still in high school. And the bounce test on a pickup truck was we would put so much wood in that truck that we would jump on the tailgate. And if it bounced, we could put more wood on it. If it didn't, well, we knew we were done. You know anything about the older Ford Explorer with the V10? I have one here in Germany sitting for 10 years and nobody knows what's wrong with it. An Explorer? Is it an Explorer or is it an Excursion? The Explorer never had a V10 in it. It would have been an Excursion. Can you show how to do a bounce test on a pickup truck? This is okay if no. Yeah, if that's what you're talking about, it's just jumping on the tailgate, see if it's got more spring left in it. Or on the whatchamacallit. Yeah, it has to be an Excursion, right? With the V10. What's going on with it? We had a V10 in here, and actually, if you go back and look at some of the video we have, KJ had one that was blown up. We bought off of, matter of fact, we bought it off of the guy's brother that I had the firewood business with. Bought it off of his brother. Just arranging that a little better so maybe my head is out of the... if you guys are watching the live like I see it, which I have no idea what it looks like for you guys, but it has to be an Excursion. Our Excursion, so what happens to those things, and pretty much all mod motors, other than the 4.6, I don't know why the 4.6 doesn't do this. I used to cut a lot of firewood. Yeah, that's what you were saying. That was one of your side hustles. I used to cut a lot too, till I got in a wreck and broke my back. I have I had an outdoor wood stove. My older brother sells outdoor wood stoves for a living now. Him and his wife. Odessa, Texas. El Rulo, welcome, El Rulo. So we were talking about, yeah, sorry, it is. Sometimes it has a blown head gasket, but when you test it, it is fine. Sometimes it has a blown head gasket, but when you test it, it's fine. If you think it's a blown head gasket, I think I would change the head gasket. Yeah, that and scrap. Yeah, definitely. We all got to do our scrapping, right? Been sitting 10 years for that reason. So what happens to the V10s, and just same thing that happens to the 5.4s, is once the tensioners go bad on the front of that motor for the timing chains, it starts to dump all of the oil pressure because they're just fed with oil pressure from the lube pump, right? So once they go bad and they start leaking, you start losing all that oil pressure, and it starts to starve the heads of oil. The V10 did have intake problems. It did, 100%, leaking coolant. Anyway, that one that we had, the tensioners went bad. They were leaking so bad that it starved the passenger side head. It's the very last thing that gets oil in the circuit, that passenger side head on the back side. And then what happens is it starts to wear out from there forward. And what it is those heads, because they're overhead cam, of course, the cam rides in aluminum. There's no bavet bearing or anything. And the more it wears, the less oil pressure you get, because now it's just dumping oil pressure, and eventually it starts in the back and works its way forward. And what happened to that one that we had? It actually ate that last cylinder on the passenger side, ate the valves, and it just totally scrapped it. Yeah, leaks cool. Leaks cool, and then gives you a misfire that leaks down in the cylinder. A long time ago, cut it up with a torch. Scrapped a couple old underground fuel tanks a long time ago. I've never scrapped underground fuel tanks. That's one thing that I've never really messed with. Which, as you guys can tell, we've messed with a bunch of stuff over the years. So yeah, this week coming up, that's something you can definitely expect to see. I've got to go I'm not going out of town. Well, I actually do have to go out of town. Would be cool to get it fixed. Only 4 registered here. That's because they're so big, I'm sure. That thing's got to be totally a total 4 off, right, out there, for sure, with that V10 in it. What does his truck do? What does his truck do? What does his truck do? I don't follow butt dreads. Are you talking Martin? He's talking about, sometimes it has a blowed head gasket, sometimes it doesn't. He says it'll test for a blowed head gasket once, and then the next time it doesn't. Sounds like it's got a blowed head gasket. That sometimes, it actually kind of sounds like a cracked head, if you ask me. Something along those lines. And those heads were known for having problems. Does he have coolant in the oil? Martin, coolant in the oil? Question mark? Cracked head, 100%. Yep, like I said, that's kind of what it sounds like. Once it gets hot, the crack opens up. Cool, it's not open. Yada, yada, yada. Those aluminum heads, it is what it is. Yes, it does. There you go. Find yourself a set of heads, brother. You probably have to get them from the States, because I'm sure the guy that has, and oh boy, we were going to put the V10 back in that Super Duty that we had until we saw what they were going for. You will spend a lot of money putting that V10 back together. It just, I don't even know that it's worth it, to be honest with you. I mean, if it is the cool factor that if it's not all completely rotten away, for a beginning mechanic, what are the first services should you do for customers wanting to become profitable and professional? From my perspective, the first services you should do if you're on your own, of course, are regular maintenance, oil changes, brakes. Like I said, from me, I think the money is in suspensions. That's where I started. Back when I was 14 and 15 years old, I got really good at rebuilding Dana 44s. I could do a Dana 44 front end. I forget what they used to pay, 4 hours or something. I could do it in about 2, because I went out and I bought all the right tools. I had I had a ball joint press before anybody around me did, and I used to rebuild the snot out of them Dana 44s. I wish it was as easy as it is today. KJ just bought a kit to rebuild one of his, the one that's over here on the floor. He just bought a kit to rebuild this axle. It comes with everything you need. Upper, lower ball joints, all new bearings, all new wheel bearings. I think he's only got $250 in the doggone kit. That is what you do, Maverick. And then I would definitely get really good at brakes, suspension, things of that nature, and then go from there. Start to learn your finer systems, your control systems, all of your, ain't no German cars in there. No, I have no German cars, brother. My brother, Rodney, is a big BMW guy. He got on the BMWs from the motorcycles, and then now he drives BMW. He got his wife at BMW. New York. If you're in New York, Maverick, you're going to have state inspections as well. I wouldn't start with state inspections because that is a lot of overhead for somebody that's just starting out to get your shop ready to go for state inspection. You know, there's a lot of things that you're going to have to do, a lot of tools you're going to have to get. But right now, no alignment or frame guys left anymore. Is there, yeah, I get it. Is there really a need for those guys, though? I mean, the alignment guys, yes, I agree. There's definitely a need for that. But I don't know. I mean, these cars today, just throwaways, man. Is there anybody still fixing frames? A couple of the guys here on YouTube, of course, you know, the Goon Squad, V-Tune, those guys, they all have frame shops because they're buying these cars and then fixing them. But I just don't know. I don't know if there's, you know, I'm not a car guy by no means. I don't know if that would be the way to do it. But yeah, back to what to do. Drive to the closest, largest city, go to the auto parts store, sit out in the parking lot with a jack and tools. People start asking if you work on their car after they buy the part. Cheap, easy money. It's all a good hustle. It's a good hustle. All can. Message retracted. Yeah, that's one way to do it for sure. All cash, definitely. The only thing, I mean, and the only reason I say this is because I do work at a dealership. There becomes some liability issues there because, you know, you're gonna. I don't know. I don't know how you handle that. It's definitely sounds like a lot of annoying customers. Customers. Oh, they're like parents. You got to have them. They're a part of the deal. But boy, if you could just do away with them, right? Yeah, the liability thing is the only thing I worry about. And that's actually one of the things we're looking at here for the shop, especially since the channel's starting to take off and we're starting to do a little better, is insurance. I'm actually looking for some insurance. I'm going to start doing a little disclaimer on every video. And of course, I always tell you guys not to do the stupid stuff that we do, especially like the other day whenever we... No, absolutely. You got to do what a man's got to do. And hey, man, 100%, I'm not going to hold a guy back. If you're willing to sit there at a parts store and help somebody out and fix their car, I'm not, trust me, more power to you, brother. Just for myself, though, like I said, I do know that there are some liability issues, but there is a place for it as well. I've done it traveling when I was trying to get from Texas to Canada. I do, eventually, one of the things we're going to do, and needed money, one of the things that KJ and I are going to do here, especially if the channel takes off, is we're going to, I mean, you've all seen Vice Grip Garage go out and save a car and drive it back. Well, I want to do that just to the absolute extreme. Like you see these guys that go in and they get half-decent cars, right? Well, I want to go get these cars that are total scrap, just things that you would never be able to drive back with a budget. I don't want unlimited funds, you know, to where I can actually go and buy a truck, let's say, and a trailer and drive it back. I want to go with a budget, and I want to go and drive. I want to go get something, and just let me tell you why. A little short story, real quick. Back in about 96, 97, I used to read a lot of magazines. Of course, Hot Rod Magazine was one of them, Peterson's Off-Road, Four-Wheeling, all of the big mags, of course, right? And that's, hey, Sean, what's happening, brother? You was watching the rally in messaging. Make sure you hit that like button, Sean. Come on now. Everybody else, hit that like button. We're up to 17. We only have 27 watchers because nobody's hit that like button in a while. Oh, yeah. There are a lot of people. Was there a lot of people? Sorry. Hi, Sean. So anyway, back there in the late 90s when I graduated high school, I was reading a lot of magazines, and I remember this one magazine article, and this should probably ring true for a couple of you guys, and it was a guy. I'm not going to say any names yet. I'll put the names in at the end of the story. There was a guy who had gathered some tools and sent them to a Jeep and flew out, met the Jeep with his tools, and him and his buddy were going to drive this thing back. And it was the first time I had ever read anything like this. Thank you, sir. We're going to make it a little bit better here shortly because I'm moving in with him. I'm going to abandon my shop and turn it into a place where my wife can park her car, and I'm going to move in with KJ over here. That way we can not have to burn 2 fires through the winter and things like that. Maybe in the summer I'll go back over there whenever the girls can park their cars outside again. But through the winter, I think I'm going to hibernate over here in the KJ. Guys, you smashed that like button. 21 now. We went from 17 to 21 in a hurry. Keep it up. Keep it up. So I was reading these articles, and they were talking about how these guys were planning on driving this thing back, and they ran into some problems on the way back. They had people standing outside watching on a screen. So these guys, they ran into some problems. It had the old flathead Go Devil in it, and they were coming back, and they had developed a rod knock. So they knew what it was, and they knew that they couldn't go any further. Pulled the thing off the side of the road, verified that it was a rod knock, and then they got the idea, hey, let's, we're not going any further unless we fix this thing. So one of them takes his belt off, cuts a little bit of his belt off, puts it in where the rod bearing would have been, where the Bavet bearing would have been, puts this thing back together and fires it up. Now, they didn't run very long like that, but they did run it like that for a short while. So that just ignited a fire inside of me. Ever since I read that story, one of my bucket list items has always been to do just that. Go out with some tools, find a piece of junk somewhere, something that I want to drive back home, and go far, far away with no way to get out of there other than my own 2 hands and the tools that I bring. I'm going to do, like I said, I want to do, they said they were some, but let's listen to Mongo. No, that's all right, guys. I don't mind. Not at all. They, sounds like people from my home city, Pittsburgh, PA. That's where we're at here, south of Pittsburgh. Reddy Waxer, Redley Waxer. I'm in southwestern Pennsylvania, a little town called Avella, just outside of Hickory, Pennsylvania. So yeah, that was, once I had read that story, and who it ended up being, of course, was Freiberger and Payway. Freiberger wrote the story, Payway was his buddy that went with him. And of course, we know that that's where Dirt Every Day, the Dirt Every Day story started, and Roadkill stemmed from that initial trip of where they actually did that. And when KJ first showed me Roadkill and explained the premise of what they did, that's I knew exactly who it was and what was going on. I actually went back and found the article. Maybe someday I'll bring it in here and I'll do a dramatic reading for you guys. You guys know I grew up in the South Hills, Mount Lebanon, Bower Hill Road. Well, how old are you, Redley Waxer? Because I know a couple people that live over in the South Hills, Mount Lebanon, and Bower Hill Road. Offners. I worked with Ray Offner. He lived in Mount Lebanon. He worked at Equipco. He was a mechanic, forklift mechanic over there. Ray is a great dude, man. Do a checkered cab. Got to be something I want. I mean, checkered cab, and the other thing is, it's got to be something that I know I can readily get parts for. Checker cab, I have no, but that would be a challenge too because I don't know anything about those. That would definitely make it interesting and make me really think outside of the box a lot. I have found over my career as I go through this stuff, I apply what I know to everything. So whenever I get into a problem, I know Trackmobile inside and out. That's the mobile railcar movers that I've always worked on. I know them inside and out, so anytime I run into a problem on some other piece of equipment, I immediately drop back to Trackmobile and try to think. Been in South Carolina for 40 years now. Well, I don't think Ray's lived that long in Mount Lebanon. But yeah, that's not very far from where we are right now. But it's just, I don't know. My idea was, and actually, once I get BOV1 done and maybe some other projects, what I want to eventually build is because I want to go to Alaska. I want to drive a BOV Bronco to Alaska, or BOV. I want to drive a bullnose Bronco to Alaska, my wife and I, with a little teardrop, off-road teardrop behind us that we could sleep in. Worked in Greensburg for a year. Greensburg's a good place. You seem like a great guy. I try. I I don't know. Uh, I don't know. But like I said, I want to take something to Alaska. I want to drive up. I want to see the Northern Lights. We saw the Northern Lights here in southwestern Pennsylvania this year, but I want to see them in Alaska. I want to go up there and check them out. We sell these hats on the Mongo's Garage merch page, which you can link to from our homepage here on YouTube. This is the handiwork of my darling dearest daughter, Julianne, sis. She's really good at this kind of thing. She's put a lot of stuff together for us. As a matter of fact, anything to do with the merch on the channel, she has done. I mean, I can do it, but let's face it, I'm out here trying to make content for everything and trying to keep everything afloat. So she's definitely been the one to do all that stuff for me and has done a good job for it. Eventually, like I said, I would love for this channel to be what my family does. You know what I mean? I have lots of aspirations of just carrying on in the automotive genre for you guys and seeing where it takes us. But eventually, I will get to Alaska. I just got to start centering on getting some things straight here. Got to get everything under control, get the, you know how it is, all that good stuff. You guys got rid of those guys earlier that was trying to give me a hard time. Like I said, I've heard all that stuff my entire life. Am I overweight? Yes. Do I want to be overweight? No. Do you think I can do something about it? I've tried and I've tried and I've tried and I've tried. It's just one of those things. I saw a guy here on YouTube building a really nice 90s Buick Roadmaster. I need one, but they're hard to come by here. You're into them giant cars, aren't you, brother? The Gumball Rally would be awesome. Absolutely. Yeah. How about the rest of you guys? Anything that bucket list items you want to do automotive wise or even not automotive wise? Like I said, the one thing I definitely am going to do, and it's not I want to do, it's I am going to do it. I am going to drive all the way to and from Alaska from here. I'd like to do the whole thing, from Key West all the way up through Hot Rod Power Tour. You and I are going to do that, Brad, soon, very soon. I just don't know when. That 41 Ford that's out back, that's the plan for it. Don't tell anybody, though. I want it to run Hot Rod Power Tour. So, yeah, with a 306 with a turbo on it. Shh. Don't tell anybody. The 14 of you that are watching. Isn't that what America's about? The bigger, the better. Yeah, it absolutely is. I'm one of those guys, though, that, I can't talk. I have a 4-door, 8-foot bed pickup truck, the longest truck that you can possibly buy in that regard. I guess, Martin, what America is about for me is the freedom to do this sort of stuff. The freedom to make decisions for myself and for my family to do what I want them to do. I'll need to get a TKO 5-speed. Yeah, or we get you a different hot rod, Brad, something that's going to be a little bit better on gas, kind of like a Malibu. But I know that the old man's Malibu went away. We'll just have to find something, that's all. But I am definitely going to do Power Tour as well, without a doubt. That's something that I've always wanted to do as well. SpongeBob would work, absolutely. Yeah, nothing the matter with that. You take SpongeBob, I can take one of these things. Maybe it'll be a dry run for the what I'm going to call Mongo's Rigatoni. Brad, my Camaro is going to make Hot Rod Power Tour. There you go. The more the merrier. Maybe we'll just put a whole Mongo's Garage crew together and we'll all just go out there and hang out together. Automotive-wise, buy my old high school pickup back and fix it back up for a Street Machine Nationals. I like messing around with Volkswagen, Audi, and I've messed around with these cars for over 24 years. That's cool. Guy that I used to work with was an Audi Volkswagen mechanic, and he wasn't so much of a gearhead. He was more of a he was definitely a brain. The dude was as smart as they come, but he was more of a tinkerer. He got into a little bit of everything. He was actually turning a Quattro into an electric car before long before Tesla was even thought of. But I love my Ranger. Rangers are cool, man. I just can't understand how that little of a truck can get that bad of gas mileage still. It just doesn't make much sense to me. I mean, I was able to push mine, but if you drive a Ranger normal, you're not going to get good fuel mileage out of it. This is all there is to it. From its 30-year rest, Mike. Glad you're getting it moving. Yeah, I know, right? Those tiny little trucks, they should get way better gas mileage than that. I just don't understand why they can or why they don't. My Super Duty, 2023, Joe, my 4-door, 8-foot bed, I'm getting 13.6 out of it. Which, the Rangers, those tiny little Rangers, which I know, me and another guy rolled across the scales in my truck the other day, and it was 81.2, so 8,120 pounds. I know that Ranger doesn't weigh that. If I tow my boat with it, it gets like 8 miles a gallon. That's incredible. I used to tow a 16-foot boat with mine as well. If any American thinks Germans make your cars too complicated, it's not to annoy you, but to impress you. Oh, I don't know how impressed I am, Martin. I have to be honest. Ridiculous. Yeah, it's ridiculous. 8 miles a gallon. When I put the boat behind mine, because it actually has, and the technology, this is right back to what Martin's talking about, the technology that's available in these new cars. I actually have the boat separated on my tow haul, and I can tell the truck when that's what I have, and it has figured out the mileage that the truck gets while that boat's connected to it, and it's I want to say it's in the 9s with the boat on it, but again, that's at 21-foot Sea Ray 350 Chevy. It's a heavy boat. There's no doubt about it. And yeah, that's one thing I don't like about the German cars. Like our boss at work, he's a big Mercury guy. Mercedes-Benz Merc guy. And I was talking to him the one day, and he had a problem with it, and I just jumped online and was, just searching the forums and stuff like we do for every problem that we have, right? I mean, if it's an automotive problem, we're not the first one that's had it. That's the first thing you got to realize. We're not that special that we're the only ones out there that's had this problem. There's other people that have had the same problems that we've had, and chances are, back when the forums were going crazy, that somebody wrote about it in the forum, right? So I go out there and I look, 1.4 gas, 30 miles not towing. Yeah, it's insane, right? So I go out there on the forums and I start looking, and I got on the one Merc forum, and they were talking about the thing had like 62 body modules, 62 different computers. They were all CAN connected in that Merc, and I just, what happens when you start to have corrosion issues? What happens 30 years down the road when these things, your wiring harness starts to get brittle, and your VD starts to jump because of bad connections and plugs and things like that? What are those body modules going to do then? It's insane. Yeah, it's crazy. I just don't understand it. Now, we're headed right down the same road, guys. My Super Duty, I hooked my scanner up to it just for shits and giggles, just because I wanted to see if my scanner would talk to a 23. And there's something like 32 modules total on the truck. And you start thinking about it. There's a module for the brake lights. There's a module for the fuel pump. There's a module for the stereo, so that it knows when to turn the volume up because of how fast you're going down the road. There's a module for the seats. You know, and mine's not even, mine's an XLT, but it's not a platinum that has them super fancy lay flat seats and stuff in it. I mean, I get it. They got to be, the technology, we see it in the equipment industry all the time. They've just gotten way too carried away with some of the stuff that they're doing. I work for BMW in South Carolina now, and I can assure you that German vehicles are way too complicated. Dozens of modules all talking to one another, to each other, without a doubt. I think a lot of the new stuff are appliances anymore, sadly. No, Brad, absolutely. And you guys, especially Redley Waxer, I'm sure you probably know this, and Martin over there, that's exactly what Jeremy was saying. Jeremy Clarkson, right? If you guys watch or watched whatchamacallit. Oh, whoa. Don't hit me with that, Martin. Das Beste or Der Nietzsche. That's probably bad. My stepdad had a 17 Platinum. It's like sitting in a spaceship. 100%, Sean. I agree. Literally a module for everything on that car. Yes, there's a module for everything. Nothing communicates by just regular 12-volt wires anymore. You turn something on, it's an input to a computer. The computer has to make sure that everything is good and that everything is made, you know, through the logic in the computer, and then and only then will it allow it to turn on, right? Literally has a module for everything, right? It's a Mercedes slogan, the best or nothing. I mean, Mercedes has been around for a long time, right? There is no doubt about it, and I'm not holding them back. They do build one hell of a car, but I just don't understand. I mean, it's not for me. All right, I'm sorry. I'm not going to say they're horrible butt dreads. I don't think they're horrible. I just think during their useful life, let's talk about a Mercedes, right? The guy at work, my boss, that is 100% overcomplicated. He is a Mercedes guy through and through. While he owns them, so he get leases them. I don't know what he does, but while he owns them, they're fine, and they run out. They have plenty of power, of course, and they look good. But shortly thereafter, they start to break. And when they start to break, first off, you got to know somebody that knows how to fix them, right? You got to have a good dealership. You got to have, essentially, you have to have a good dealership. I don't know any private guys that are fixing those things. Went and bought a new Audi S-Line Q5 in Chronos Gray. I love that color, for sure. Keeping my mind, 99 F350 just turned 120,000. So a lot of people laugh at me because I like these things. Well, you know why I like these things. They are super simple to fix. They are pretty much analog, right? There's not much digital stuff on these. The fuel injection systems on them, yeah, they can be troublesome because they're a very analog fuel injection system. They're not by any means digital like the today's stuff. But I know them inside and out. I've had, I don't know how many of these things ripped down to the frame and then build them back up so that, I know these trucks, and that's why I like them. Maybe if when I was 16, the old man had bought a Chevy pickup, I might know Chevys. Or maybe he would have bought a Dodge. Maybe I'd have known Dodges, but I know bullnoses inside and out, and that's where I'm going to stay. Not because I don't think anybody else makes a better product. It's because I know how to fix them. I don't have to look at a manual anymore for most things. I could tell you, describe to me what happens, and I can likely tell you what's going on inside of it. And that's, I think, where we all come from, is that world of comfort, right? And stepping outside of that world of comfort. For me, at this point in my life, at 47 years old, I have no need to. When we start to get into these into these diesel problems, I get frustrated just like everybody else. It's just my level of frustration. It's wearing thin as I get older, but my level of frustration I'm able to curtail it. I'm able to subdue it and be able to work through it. That has literally been my superpower. I love the bullnose pickups, but I'm also too simple to work on new vehicles. You about need a computer degree. You do. You absolutely do. And I have a white 2003 A4 and a yellow 79 VW Rabbit. I have a 99.5 indigo blue Pearl Golf and a gold cherry '03 Ranger. Damn, you got a lot of cars, Bud Reds. I thought I had a bunch. If you could fix it yourself, you don't own it. Oh, if you can't fix it yourself, you don't own it. 100%. Martin, no truer words were spoken, my friend. If you cannot fix it yourself, you do not own it. And that's what's happening today, guys, with all these newer cars. Yes, we buy them, but what are we buying? Are we buying the car itself? No. Let me explain why. My truck, my work truck, 2023 Ford, as soon as it gets so close to this garage and it gets linked to the Wi-Fi here, it will download on its own a software pack. I'm sure it's talking to Ford. So is it truly mine, considering that they can still tap into it and do things at will? No, it's not mine. I'm just paying to use it. Can I fix it? Yeah, I'm sure I can fix that thing. You know what I mean? If it comes down to it and it were broke, I'm sure I could figure out how to fix it. But it's not mine. None of this new stuff is. My brother owns a 2022 BMW. Is it his? No, he's just paying to use it. When it's broke, he's got to take it back to the factory or back to the dealer and let them fix it. Equipment is getting that way today. It used to be the very same idea. And a boat. Well, you got to have a boat. You're in Florida, right, Butt Dreads? Equipment is anything. Anything can be fixed. Yeah, absolutely. It's just a matter of. That was one thing that one of the owners at the place I used to work said. Anything can be fixed. It's just a matter of how much money you want to throw at it, right? And that was one of the things that he would decide right quick when it was a problem. When he was looking at problems, he would look at that problem and decide: is this something that I want to spend money on to fix, or is this something that I can not have to worry about? Arizona. Oh, that's right, Arizona. Yeah, John Deere did that with their software when they made people pay for a yearly subscription to fix their own tractors. 100%. I saw Heister do the very same thing, 10, 15 years ago when they came out with the Fortis line of forklifts. Don't get me wrong. It is, I'm going to go out on a limb, and you Toyota guys, I'm coming from a material handling background, guys, remember. The Heister is the best fork truck out there. As far as design, engineering, follow through, and as a complete unit, there's no better. But you also you have to know how to fix it. Joe Shit the Ragman coming off the road is not going to know what he's doing. And same thing that John Deere did. You have to have their program to get into it. If you don't have their program, it's very, very, very hard to get anything fixed. But when you have everything, you're good. And they've made it proprietary to where you can't get your hands on it. So it's just one of those things. All right, guys, it is 9:38. I just wanted to let everybody know what we're going to be into this week. There's probably not going to be a whole lot of wrench turning, but we are going to be doing a lot of moving stuff over from my garage over to this garage. So stick around. As of right now, I don't know what the live schedule is going to look like. If I do lives, just like I've always done, it's probably going to be around 7 o'clock or so, 7:30. And we'll just see where we go from there. But like I said, we're going to start pulling everything over from KJ's garage into my shop, trying to get things situated. And then we're going to be doing the auto doors on my shop, so Cheryl and Sis can use those through the winter and hopefully make things a little better for them. I'm sure that they'll appreciate that. And we're going to get some of our equipment inside out of the weather as well. So that is the plan for now. We've got a clean KJ shop. I want to go top to bottom in this shop, get everything cleaned up, get everything where it's got to be. Brad, good night, sir. Mike, good night. Thanks for being with us, guys. 3 my time. Yes, sir. It's about 3 o'clock your time. Greatly appreciate everybody being with us. Thanks for the subscriptions. I'm sure we got a couple more subscriptions tonight, and the 23 likes and the watch time. It all means a lot to me, guys. You guys, even just for you're welcome. The conversation, I enjoy talking to you guys, and see you tomorrow, K-Dog. Absolutely, brother. We'll see you tomorrow, man. All right, that's it. The old Mongo Man is out. Thanks, guys.